coalition one for whatever reason. They're both grayed out to me, so I don't know what's so. What's the effect on
Oh, just
the
just take
second?
our word for it. That
So they'll have a -4 on all morale checks. So all units that are part of that column, either the second column, which is under leader L, or the fourth Russian column, which is under leader M, they will have a -4. So that's how that works. And that's for
David,
the rest of the.
is part of your unit, and the M stuff is mostly in David's hands.
Yeah, it's mostly the units that were in this part of the line that all got routed and busted up in the last couple of turns.
There's a lot of PGD on the green side.
so what column are you talking about, Eric?
So the allies have got their formations, or the French are organized in corps, right? We've got the first corps, the third corps, the second corps, fourth
Exactly.
corps, etc.
So these are organized in columns, and
They're columns, which is basically in most cases it's a smaller subset of units. Um, think of it like a division, um,
mhm.
and so there's two of those that are now on a level for the 1 o'clock hour.
Oh, okay.
So I think most of the folks that are opposite you are fresh, but it's the ones that are over here near where I was there at Blasowitz and in that general portion of the universe
Area.
that are
Okay.
ones suffering currently.
How about the Austrians?
The Austrians, I think, were maybe one battalion shy of going on a level this turn. I see they've got a couple that are routed, but I think they need three or
Have
something, right?
two routed, but no lost. So
Yeah,
they're okay for now.
yeah. So they are. So they're still in. They're still fresh, for what it's worth. So okay. Um, well, I haven't looked at the map in a couple of weeks, and
Yeah, neither
I,
have I. So
yeah. So we should probably figure out what the heck we're going to do, since it's the French turn, and we're supposed to be moving stuff around. So,
Maybe we could have a quick powwow.
yeah, I think that would be an excellent idea. I'll meet you down.
Eric, just
Yes.
for, I don't know if notice, but you sometimes you're fading out just a little bit. Not to where he can't hear you, but you're a little your volume's a little low.
Oh, so how is it right now?
That's that's about right. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a mic that is kind of right smack in front of my face. So how's it now?
Yeah.
Let's,
Less.
Okay. So I will make some adjustments to it if I can. Um, but when I turn my head, then I'm not speaking right into the mic. And so that's probably why you're losing some volume when that happens.
Yep.
So I will try
focus
to.
on the game, man.
Yeah. Well, I've got this new little kind of swivel boom thing, which is really nice because then I can park the mic exactly where I need it to be, and still see the game fairly well. So I'm been happy with it, but my computer went through like a reboot thing, and ever since then I've had difficulty signing into Discord, and the settings on my mic changed, and I haven't been able to get them set back again. So thanks for the heads up, and hopefully it will continue to function properly. um, Let me just check my settings in Discord and see if there's anything going on here that could be an issue. This could be it. Test, 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 test. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Discord did not have my mic selected, or it had like a default. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down to French HQ and catch up. Hey, Mitch, how are you doing?
I'm doing good now. Yeah. So a quick question. I got these tired horses out here on my wing,
Yep.
that Brennan has.
Yes.
Should I move on those?
So you could, and that could make things uncomfortable for him potentially. You've got some heavy cavalry here,
I was thinking
and
just with infantry. Can I just attack it with infantry?
yeah,
Melee
you
it?
can. Yeah, so they are tired, which means that they would fight at half strength, but they could opportunity charge you. So what would happen is if you moved adjacent to them, and they or you move within 2 hexes on.
But they can't go beyond exhausted, right? So they can't charge and melee, can they?
So what they would do is they could opportunity charge. If that happens, then your movement stops. They move forward, or you're pinned. You have to make a morale check. If you pass your morale check, then you have to fight them in the subsequent melee phase. And they cannot retreat before combat. And then you can shoot at them, and then you would have to fight with them. So you can move some units up and do
You
that.
got the 16. You got a 16, 15, just two hexes down.
Right. So that would be the one that, so you've got a fair amount of you've got some stuff that can kind of come out and do that. And you've got some guys that are reserved. I don't know why these guys are all flipped over.
Oh, I flipped them.
Oh,
I put them
okay.
into skirmish order, and I just saved myself a little hassle.
Oh yeah, don't put them if you're gonna send them over this way to fight. You don't want to put them in skirmish order; they'll get destroyed by
okay.
his cavalry. His Cossacks can't opportunity charge you. They can't charge you either. They can move and they can melee, and so you could move infantry right up into the face of the Cossacks, and you could fire at them, and then you could assault them.
And
They
those
can,
are the ones.
those
these
are these are the guys here that are the 16.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Those are Cossacks. So you can attack them, and if you do, they'll retreat before combat. If you shoot them, and they have to make a morale check anytime they're shot at. And if you actually hit them, then they take a loss and they have to rout. So they'll be forced to leave. They'll be forced to run away.
And then I thought I'd melee the guns.
Yeah, and then what you can do is if you melee them and they retreat before combat, then you could attack. So if you
I
were
want to
to
attack those guns, right? Get in there.
attack his guns, I don't know where he's got guns. Over on that side of the
right.
forest, I don't see any over there. Oh, those aren't guns. Those are skirmishers.
Oh, those are skirmishers. Sorry.
Yeah.
Looks like a looks like a gun on the left.
Yeah.
These
So
bloody counters. I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, this is one of my peeves on this game is this one side of counters that are awesome, but the backs are like, what the heck is going on? Yeah.
yeah, it's just a matter of style for how they have it done.
Yeah.
So
and all those data points could be on the front of the counter. There's
Yeah.
no reason for any of those data points to be on the back of the counter, really.
Yeah. So you could move.
No, I thought they were guns. I thought,
Yeah.
never mind. I thought
Yeah,
they were
but you
guns.
could still shoot at them, or you could shoot at the Cossacks that are there in the
I'll
forest.
shoot the Cossacks for sure.
Yeah, and if they run away, if you hit them, or even if you don't hit them, they have to make a round check and they can run. That's presuming you survive his fire combat phase. The other
He
thing,
can charge me in the woods too, right?
he cannot. You can't charge in the woods. He can't. He can melee you in the woods, but he can't. And he would be thirded. And if you attack him and
Oh,
he
okay, so
stands, then
we
he's
kinda
also
like that.
thirded. Yeah. So like moving deeper into the woods is not going to hurt you. So either attack him or attack the skirmisher. And then you could, I think if you move into the hex where the Cossack is, advance after combat kind of thing, you're going to be in better shape potentially than where you're at right now. But it
Absolutely.
depends on what else happens. You've got so you've got some units that you can move. You still have some reserve here, right? That you could
Mhm.
start shifting over, and move up and shoot at some of that cavalry. See what happens. Maybe you'll do well. You got this guy here who's pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, would they be better off just to be left in the woods though, and fight from that position
So
rather than step out?
right. So if he opportunity charges you, he will at the end of combat, everything else, he'll be exhausted. Okay. So if you
Hmm.
want to try to, and then he'll be exhausted with a blue French marker on it. So he'll be exhausted all the way through his turn. He won't recover in his phase.
Okay.
So you can do that. You run now. He can only make one opportunity charge attempt per turn. He's got a fantastic morale, so he's guaranteed to pass.
Hmm. He's got
Uh,
that killer leader with him too.
yeah. Well, he doesn't have a leader. This unit here doesn't have a leader.
Oh, I'm talking about Koglov, two to the south.
2 to the south. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's got another
this
guy
is the
over
unit
there.
that concerns me. This is
Oh
1650.
Yeah. That's a different
The
story.
lifeguard.
Yeah, I wouldn't move near him if you
Yeah,
could
that's one
avoid
thing I'm going
it.
to stay in the trees.
Yeah. So you could either, bend your flank back and put a defensive line along here, kind of a thing,
Hmm.
and just try to, if he comes out and does something, you can take this unit here, and you can take this unit here, these
Okay.
light cavalry, and send them over to your sector. I don't need
They
them
won't last
currently.
long.
Well, as long as you don't do anything like opportunity charging his big, huge cavalry units, you won't. So hopefully you've
Yeah.
learned not to do that.
But those we don't take any morale hits if we lose those cavalry units. So it ain't no big deal if I lose them.
We
Really?
don't, but we don't have anything else after that. So it's the
True.
case where if they are eliminated, then we are out of luck for a period of time, to put it mildly.
Mm.
So I don't know what happened to the
Keep
unit
moving
that was here.
keep moving the guns back another hex. Just keep pronating back.
Well, I don't know that you need to pronate back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're in a good spot right now to just keep bombarding his units. If you move back, then you'll be at long range, and I don't know that's going to do you any good. So what you might do is shift some stuff over to this other side, and kind of build a little bit of line. Keep your cavalry units kind of back behind your infantry, so that they can intercept anything that's coming along. They can be generally helpful, and then just kind of see how things develop, but get some stuff over here to help out. You had a
I'm going
unit.
to pull these units. I'm going to pull these regular units out of the woods here, and
No.
shift them over, and then
No.
bring these guys up into there.
Oh, into the woods instead?
Yeah, because they're skirmish able, right?
Yes,
That's
they
a lot
are.
stronger.
They are, yes. Yeah. And
And
they would have
that's
to be in
really
2
strong
hexes,
reloads.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the leaders you can move and put them. I mean, the leaders are good for leading assaults. So that's what I would have you think about. So go ahead and think about that while I talk to Robert a little bit over on his side of the world.
Okay, super. Yeah.
All right. So Robert.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep these guys. I'm gonna keep moving to flank him.
No, I take
over
these.
on the right. On the right is Stare Vino.
Yes.
Guys.
Yep. You just move them straight ahead. The hussars that are up here, you're going to bring them around those woods, back where he's got those guys. Yeah, down this way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to bring them around to start charging that step.
Right. And yeah, and then
and then I'm going to engage these guys along the front here.
Yep.
My one question is, if you go up toward Blasowitz,
Yep.
see where I'm pinging?
Yep.
Do you want me to have my 8-7 engage those guys, or do you want to engage them?
I'm going to try to charge them. So
Okay, so I'll stay out of the way. But he has that huge piece, those 2 pieces of artillery sitting there.
yeah, I know. Isn't that exciting?
I know.
I
But he
know.
can't shoot through his units. But
He can't shoot through his units. That's a sad thing. He doesn't have howitzers.
so that's why I was wondering. The only reason I would move my 8-7 is to engage him in line on the other side of you.
right.
So I won't do that then.
Seems like you could engage him.
Well, you could. It depends on how the
Here
cavalry
and here.
charge goes. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're doing the cavalry charge first.
Yep. So if the cavalry
So-
charge goes, great, terrific. If not, then
And you can pile on, right?
Well, then do I send stuff forward to engage his artillery at point blank with infantry, or is that
no.
suicidal?
No, it's we need to kind of work around him so he's going to get attacked on multiple sides. He can't be defended everywhere. So it
Yeah,
it
I
might
think
take
the
a
more
turn or
you
two to
slip
do it.
around his side, the better.
Okay.
And get his
Mhm.
guns out of position. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I
I mean, it is into the meat of him and everything, but I don't know. Maybe that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I won't move there then. I will just leave something out there to defend and then move everything else toward his line. He does have that 12-15 sitting down there.
That's fine. If he charges with it, you just surround it and destroy it.
Okay.
Or you just keep a cavalry unit handy to intercept it. And if he charges with it, it's a one-shot deal. And so once
Well,
he's
he could, if I move next to his unit, he could opportunity charge me, right? Or no?
yeah, I mean, if you move next to either of these two, right? Because he's got an opportunity charge range of 2.
2.
Yeah, and so if he does that, then he comes forward and
You
opportunity
might not
charges
have
you.
line of sight to a lot of those places, depending on what angle you take.
So you only need the line of sight for reaction charge. You
Mm.
don't need it for opportunity charge. So he could opportunity charge out that way.
But if you stay out of his, I guess he's
But
got
then
3 contacts.
I got plenty of stuff to blast him after that.
Yeah. So that's why it's improbable that he's going to do that. And if he does, then you can, inflict damage on it. It would be exhausted potentially. And once it opportunity charges once, it can opportunity charge again. And so say the first unit you bring up gets routed. Okay. It takes a loss and it routes. Great. Move another one up and shoot him in the face,
Yeah, I
kind of a
got plenty
thing.
of that stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So
No problem.
yeah, that's just the way you do it.
Okay. All right. Well, I have no problems then.
Cool. All right.
I will leave that avenue then open next to Blasowitz for your cavalry charge.
Well, the cavalry charge is happening immediately
Immediately. right.
before you do
So,
anything. So we
I
see
can-
I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see what I can provoke.
Yeah, but you don't resolve it, right?
If there's melee, we don't resolve it until the melee phase. But
Right.
if his unit breaks and runs and all that stuff, then that's
Mhm.
a different story entirely. Yeah.
Okay, because I
For
got
sure.
that 411 heavily cavalry that I could charge to at the same time.
Not the way it's facing. If you charge it, it's got to go here first, and then it's got to turn,
you're
and then
right.
it's got to go up a hill and around the bend and everything else.
You're right.
And so it's not in a good position. I'm going to actually take this top unit here, and I'm going to charge with that little 311 Dragoon and see what I can provoke over there.
Why don't you do both?
Because there's not a leader stacked with them, so I
Oh.
can't. I mean, I could charge with both of them and see what happens. So maybe I'll do that and save them. Yeah, and just see what happens. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
All right. We're
See
good.
you back up in the big
Okay.
room.
All righty.
All right. It looks like we've got William from beautiful Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, signing in. Hello, William. And we've got our friend Vlad from Russia saying hello. And I think, Vlad, were you in, I don't know what beautiful town or city you're in, Vlad. So if you let us know, that would be exciting. I'm glad to hear that I know that Ed Wimble has sold various and sundry Clash of Arms games to folks in Russia. So I'm glad that we've got players over there having fun.
Здравствуйте, Vladimir.
Howdy.
Yeah, what Brennan said. So, okay, cool.
That's what you.
Yeah, all I know is da and yet, and that's about it. I still remember a little bit of our Turkish. Teşekkür ederim.
That's Turkish, yeah.
Yep. And what was it? And we had a little bit of Greek that we learned. Efgaristo, Parakalo.
Afghanistan.
Yeah. So, guy's been 30
The
years.
guy I'm playing the Russian campaign with, who just spent a couple weeks in Turkey.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Where were you at in Turkey?
No, I wasn't the guy that I'm.
Oh,
playing
that you were
in
playing with was
the
that?
Russian campaign. Yeah, Gary Dickinson. I don't know if you know him or not.
I am not familiar with him.
He's like a world champion at the game I'm playing at the WBC, the whole 9 yards. He's very good.
All right. Vlad says he is from Tula City. It's 160
Tula.
kilometers south of Moscow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to play. Yeah, we'll have to get out one of our World War II games and find that on the map. See if they've.
I've got it. Yeah.
If the
It's on the
names
Russian
are
campaign.
still the same or they've changed. That's always the fun part. So, all right. Well, gentlemen, I have a cavalry charge. In fact, I have 2 cavalry charges, just for fun, as we say.
Just for fun. Okay.
So they're over here by David's part of the universe, over here to the south of Blasowitz, or as we're looking at on the screen, it's left of Blasowitz. So I've got 2 dragoons, and I'm going to do 2 separate charges with them. So the top unit, we'll start off with him. He's going to go. Oh, come on, work with me. I got a new mouse because it was bothering me before. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Your units here have a line of sight to me. David, are you interested in forming square?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Okay.
No.
Shall I move another hex forward and see what you want to do?
No, let me. I need to.
David, I don't think you need to. You can
Yeah.
try to stand and see what happens.
Okay, I will stand.
Okay. All right. And I will move another hex forward. Any other interest in doing anything? Or you're just going to stand? Okay. I'm going to move here. Good. And then I'm going to, so when I'm here, I'm declaring this guy the target of the charge, or that hex is the target of the charge. So I move adjacent, and now you need to make a morale check, and that guy he's in line, which gives you a +3, but I'm heavy cavalry, which is a -3.
He's a -2 leader. I don't know if that affects this situation or not.
He is, well, that will have, no, if he were stacked with cavalry, that would be a problem. He's he's part of the group that's on a level, so he's got a -4, but he's got a +3 for the leader. So altogether, he's got a -1 on his morale check.
-1 on the morale check. Okay, well, we will go. Bam. Ooh,
23 becomes a 24, or 22,
Gonna
I
be
should
close.
say.
Yeah,
22.
let's see.
I think he's probably going to run away. He's a
25.
25.
Oh,
So he is going to rout. Now, before he does, I'm going to see if I want to inflict some damage on him or not.
Eric, do you
Well,
need to make
actually,
a
I have to roll for
roll in
recall
order to
first.
put-
Yeah, I have to roll for recall first. So let me roll, and I think I have to roll better than a 1. Let me find the recall. French, 2 through 6. Okay, so here I'm going to roll 1 die. I rolled a 2, so I recalled. So now I have the choice to either grind him up or send him packing. Go ahead and conduct your route movement. I'm not going to do any damage to you. I'm going to maybe save it for somebody else.
That's
So he's got to go either over the guns or
Through the horses.
through the horses. He's got to kind of go back this way.
Yeah, he's got to go that way because he can't veer towards the movements.
Yeah.
Can you go through the skirmishers?
The problem is that he's moving towards, I've got units over here. So then he's getting closer. He's got to be further away from all enemy units than when he started, kind of a thing. So it's really the only way to go would be down this way through
Through the
either the
guns.
guns. Then he doesn't have to roll. If all he has to do is roll for the guns. That's probably, and there's no modifier to that. If he goes through the cavalry, there's a -6. So he's probably better off going through the guns, I guess.
David, I'd go through one of the 2 Austrian cavalry units. Or do the guns disorder or route or like?
They
what's
just
the story
disorder.
on
So
that?
they would just be disordered. They don't, it's not like 3rd edition or 5th edition where they disappear. They're simply disordered in place.
And they're 16, so
Yeah. Unless they're part of the
David, your
group.
call.
Unless they're part of the group that's on the level.
Do they roll or do they just?
Yeah, you just make a morale check for them.
Oh, okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
They're like,
So you either go through the ponies or you go through the guns.
all right. So I can go this way and down through these guns.
Sure.
And how many am I going? Up
You're going
here?
back, well, what's your movement? 7? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
And let's roll for that. So it's B. They're fine.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm then going to select these guys as the target. So we're same thing, I think. Because I think, well, let me check. I'm not sure if they are with the group that's on a level or not.
I don't know what FA.
FA, yeah, no, they're part of the group that's on a level as well. So they will have a -1. Everything else is the same.
How about the distance? It's point blank, so
No, they're not trying to form square. Okay, so
Oh,
they
okay.
pass.
They're fine.
Yep. So I take this little unit here, and I'm going to move him up there, and then mark that. So that charge is over. Cool. All right. Next charge. These guys are going to come forward, and let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is there. And then they're going to go.
Now, can I reaction now?
You don't have a line of sight yet. I think I need to move 1
I'm
hex forward.
through
And you do.
skirmishers.
I'm sorry, what?
This doesn't have a line of sight to there?
It goes to the hex spine of those cavalry.
I don't know. Let's draw a little line. That's
Hex
what they're
spine,
there for.
Hex spine blocked.
So I'm
Okay.
drawing a little line, and we'll see. So yes, you're correct. It is along the hex spine. So you don't have a line of sight yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that's going to be. Oh, come on. Select the right guy. Oh, it's not letting me turn the counter. Okay. So 7, 8, he's going to turn this way. And then 9 puts him here. And now you have a line of sight from this unit and or this unit to make a reaction charge.
All right, I will try and make a reaction charge from that unit right there.
Okay.
And let's see. Bam. Whoa.
Ooh, so he fails to make his reaction charge. Do you want to try with the next chap?
Oh, you can only do one, right?
Well, this guy cannot make a reaction charge for the rest of this turn, right? But this
yeah, but
guy,
can't only one unit
Nope.
unit per
Yeah.
time make a reaction charge.
no, it's only so one unit can make one reaction charge attempt. So if you have 2 units, they could each make a reaction charge attempt. So that one,
Okay,
failed.
I think yeah, that's definitely a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will try with the other one because what else to do?
63.
And he's
Okay.
fine,
So you move him forward, and he goes forward 2 since he's light cavalry. Good. And then I would move here, and we meet. So let me move this guy forward and change his orientation and mark him. Boom. Okay. All right. Excitement, sort of. Okay. Let's see here. So that's it as far as cavalry charges go. So now we need to kind of do movement-ish stuff, and it's going to be slightly challenging because
Well, so Brent and I were thinking that we could go with Robert and I and him and
Mitch.
Mitch.
Okay.
Go, and then we would then gather. Once we're finished with that, then we would face you, and we can then control whatever we need to on his side or my side.
Okay. Oh, that sounds perfect. And that gives me time to look at my stuff because I've been giving those guys advice on what to do, and I haven't bothered to look at what I'm going to do. So, all right.
All right,
Cool.
Robert, want to go down the game run?
Sure. Go there.
All right.
So
So,
was Brennan, are we going to stay in here or are we going to go in the other room?
Your call.
I can go somewhere
mean,
else,
it-
guys. You guys stay here. I'll just pop down to
Well, I mean,
French.
are you just going to thank you? I mean, if you're just going to thank you, can you can
Yeah,
just listen.
I can listen in. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. You do your thinking, and if we have a question, we can ping it
Perfect.
that way. Okay. Get my timer started, I guess. All right. 4, 3. Okay. Oh man, I still can't do that hex spine thing. So you're gonna have to help me out on that one. Can you move this guy to the hex spine I just did?
So it's not letting you put him.
No, it's not. I need to update my version. And it's being bad.
Okay.
So thank you. Right. Same thing for him too.
Okay. So he's going to be in 2 hexes.
Yeah, just move him forward right there. Yeah. Thank you. Same with him. Whoops. There.
So where do you want him?
On the hex spine right here.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. And you should put that guy on this hex spine there. That'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, we got like a unit missing from over there. Where did he go? That's not him. It's one of these light.
And general order is all facing, right?
General order is you face, you do have one rear hex side.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah. So you're basically your back, the one that's the rearmost one is a rear hex side. Otherwise all the others are front facing hex sides. Okay, so Mitch, this guy here that you moved, he had a 4 hit marker underneath him.
Oh, is he the one with the 4? I didn't
Yeah.
realize he was that guy.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd let you know.
We'll leave him back there then.
Yeah, I was going to
Jeff.
put him over here and create a little convalescence battalion.
Why don't you move it? Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds good.
I'll just
Thank
put him
you.
there. I'm going to put
Thank
the
you.
guys in
Thank
square.
you. I didn't realize
and-
that guy was together with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that works for me. Unless Eric, you think I should do something a little bit different?
I'm not looking at what you're doing, so it's entirely up to you what you do there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I would just say, as I said, make sure you're not leaving your cavalry out where it's vulnerable. I told you you've got this heavy you can use. You've got, what have you got? I told you can take this dragoon and you can take this other light cavalry that's further to the left. This guy over here and this guy over here. You can use them over on your side of the battlefield.
And you can charge through skirmishers, right?
You can charge through them. You can't see through them. So, yeah, so there's the subtle difference is if he were to charge the skirmishers, for example, you'd want to have something there that could, intercept him. I would say, you're going to need this light cavalry that you moved. more likely you're going to need it over here on this other side of the map.
Okay.
And this
I'll
heavy
keep going.
cavalry, I moved it over here so that you would have it here to counter his stuff that's over on this side.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're planning on doing some big
No,
attack
I
or
just-
charge.
That's fine.
Um,
Well, that's good.
yeah, but the idea was you just want to change its facing so it could react to, some sort of attack. You don't want to put the heavies in line in this particular game, unlike the regs, where you want everything in line. In this game,
Yeah.
heavy cavalry are penalized for being in line. And so generally speaking, it's not worth having them in line for that reason.
Are there any horses that you put in line? Lancers, maybe?
Oh, Lancers. Yeah, you always put Lancers in line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Let's have some fun. Should we do some shooting?
Okay, I'll do defensive fire.
Yep.
Over here, it's 1.5 to 1.
Okay.
That's a miss.
I'll shoot the Cossacks. Oh, that's a hit.
Yeah, and they just rout. Anytime the Cossacks get hit, they automatically rout. Anytime they're shot at, they have to make a rout check.
Let's go around the other side. I guess I got a little skirmish shot over here. Against the horses.
Mitch,
That's
the
probably a hit.
64th. Which direction is this battalion facing?
Well, oh, so he's in general order.
Right, so he
Yeah,
needs
so
to
I
face a hex side.
I got you.
So just rotate him
Yeah.
left or
okay.
right.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting used to these commands yet. Yeah. Did you take your hit over here?
What's that?
Did you take your hit here?
It's actually the defensive fire phase.
Oh, I'm doing my shots. You don't have any more defensive. Yeah, okay, sorry.
So this battalion here will fire at that one.
Okay.
It probably missed.
What's his printed value? Like 3?
4.
4?
That's a
So
miss.
4 to 14. It's a 1 to 3. Yeah. It's a good roll, though.
These two have 1 to 1.5 against there. That's a miss.
Okay.
So that's all for defensive fire.
All right. What's your rule on the rolls that were rolled too early? Do we re-roll or what is the
Oh no, you
group's,
can count them. You can count them.
Okay.
That's fine. Where was the shot?
here?
Was that artillery?
No, it's just skirmishers.
Oh, good.
And then we'll do these next skirmishers here. Against the 7-6. It's just half of it, so it'll be
But you can add these guys in, too.
oh nice, then we'll add them too.
Yeah.
So we got 2 losses there. And no losses there. But in each case, it's what half of their total, right? Because only half of it can make the shot.
No. So how it works is this unit here. How many increments do they have? They have 2 increments there. And this unit here has 2 increments also. So you've got 4 increments times 3, which is the multiplier. So it's going to be 12 to 9. So it's a 1-to-1 shot.
Oh, I'm through the
56.
roof this turn.
That's a hit. And that would be a morale check. I think the Austrians are checking on odd losses.
It's a 6th battalion, so it's checking every hit.
Yeah. Well, a 13's no good in most cases.
I guess we'll do the guns now. I don't think I have any more shots, do I, Brennan?
You don't have anything else that's in range other than your artillery, yes.
All right. Think I should make one big combined shot, or do you think I should make 2 shots, Eric?
It's entirely up to you.
We're at the medium range. That's 12, 12, 24 to 6, or no, 24 to 9. That's 2.5 to 1. The other stack just has a 12.
Right. So you've got a 1-to-1. If you know, and the question is, it's not going to hurt to split it,
Okay, so we'll do 2 shots of 24, one against each. Okay, if that makes sense. One here and one here.
All right. We've done our movement on this side. Do you
Yep.
want us to do our defensive fire and offensive fires phase before we get to you, Eric?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay.
That's
All right,
what Mitch is doing.
Okay, we'll go back down to 1 here then.
Okay.
All right. So
Mitch, I think your stack of 3 batteries has to fire by itself.
it
and
can't
the
be
one-
split.
I don't think you can split them.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
he's got a
okay.
leader there.
That's
right?
kind of what I thought. I
With
thought I had
the
a leader,
artillery
okay.
bonus.
Yeah, he's got a. Is it a 3?
Right. So then it's just a question of whether the guns can split or a stack has to fire on a stack. And I don't know off the top.
I'll
of
do
my
a
head.
4 to 1. We'll do a 4 to 1 plus 3 against the most forward one right there.
Okay.
66.
Dude, you're on fire tonight.
It's unreal. I apologize.
Well, it's this computer programming. He must have done something with the.
I have jigged it. Yes.
So that's 2 hits at 4 to 1. So.
And
not
you
much
made your
left
morale
of those
check,
guys,
though.
yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah, he rolled a
11
nice
there?
66. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just
yeah,
one
that
loss.
does.
All right. So he just gets a 1 loss.
No, it's
And
2
then 12.
losses.
It's 2 losses.
Right at 4 to 1.
Losses.
Yes.
Sorry, I
It's 2
forgot about
hits.
that. Okay.
Yeah, 2 increments lost.
So then 12 against 9 is 1 to 1. And that is not a hit.
Mitch, you might have one more shot. Somebody fired at the cavalry. Who was doing that shot?
That was
It would have been that hex.
yeah,
Fire
that guy
there.
right there.
Yeah, so you could fire this hex.
Oh, with the
there.
other half? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. We'll take just a pinger and see what happens. There we go. There's a little the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Good call. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, sometimes the skirmishers can hit multiple targets. And when the skirmisher fired at the cavalry, that was 2 hex range, right? So did you have
Yep.
the firepower?
Yep.
Yeah, he
Oh,
rolled a
oh,
That was only
66.
because I rolled for the roof. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
Okay.
It was just a
Awesome.
pot shot.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And then we'll move to melee later.
Yeah, why don't you do your melees now?
Yeah, I want to try to melee your the guys in front of me. Here.
Okay, that's a skirmisher, so it'll retreat.
Okay. So I automatically advance?
You have the option to either advance or not. So it's up to you if you want to. If you advance, then you could attack another unit, and it would just be then a regular melee. So I don't know that you necessarily want to do that. But and then that unit that retreated would be marked as
But I
moved.
can still advance. Though,
You could still advance to
irrespective.
that hex. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and improve our position slightly.
Yeah.
Can I turn in the advance or not?
Yeah, you can. Well, I don't know. There's not anything that.
I think so. I think
yeah,
you can
I
pick,
think
you
you're
can
fine.
pick a logical direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, this I gotta use this. You probably use the Control Z, don't you?
Yeah. Control
There we
Z or
go.
Control X gets you to rotate around a little bit better.
Maybe I want to let's see that.
I mean, he's in less than optimal position anyway, but I think that's probably the best you can do for the moment. So
You think that might be just a skosh better?
it does. It's not
Because if
going
he
to
moves
matter.
out, I got to shoot at him, right?
Yes.
And if he wants to try to get on my backside, yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it that way.
Yeah, he's got other people that can get on your backside if you want to think
True,
about it that
but
way.
you know, we'll make him do
Yeah.
it though.
Yeah, because I mean, you're in general order. You could fire here or here,
Exactly.
right?
hmm
But you only get to fire at one of them unless they, as you say, they move. So
Ooh, could I attack him from an inflated position?
but I think he's in the woods.
Okay, so he's in general order as well.
Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
in general order as well. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Makes a
So
lot of
as I
sense.
said, attacking either of those, you could move and attack. They don't have to make a morale check. You do have to make a morale check. And
Yeah, let's
given
not
the
risk
fact that you're both equal number of increments, their melee, because you've lost one, their melee is probably going to be better than yours. So even if you
Yeah.
pass your morale check, you go to the melee, you're on the 1 to 2 chart. And
Yep. And we're doing okay over here so far. So let's keep the thorn in his side rather than disorder.
yeah, I mean, he's got to contend with your little guy over there until your little guy disorders or something unhappy happens to
Mhm.
him. So, and since you're moving reinforcements over there, you have a chance of putting some pressure on him, and maybe your guy.
You may hear the bugles coming.
He's like the little people in the wagons circling up there, hoping
Hear
the
the
cavalry.
sound of distant drums.
Yeah,
Oh,
hoping
yeah.
someone will come and bail him out there. So
'Cause this is looking pretty dire here.
It's the Lost Battalion.
yeah, pretty much. It's less than optimal is what I'd say. So,
Yeah, but still, it's a heck of a thorn in his side, right in the middle of just kind of sitting there. You know what I mean? He's got to deal with it, which is kind of interesting.
yes, no, it's in that particular regard, it's.
And he got lucky as heck against Brennan's attack, so I feel pretty good about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eric, you're up.
I am up, and I got to take a look here and see what the heck I'm going to do. So,
Well, that just couldn't have gone any better than it did. That's for sure.
You had great rolls on the firepower.
Yeah. It's a little imbalance, but I'll take it.
all right, let's see. Okay, we will.
The statistics always even out in the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing that Russian campaign. I said it'll even out in the end, and I'm sure the weather will be great for the Soviet counterattacks when the winters roll around later, because they've been terrible for me. But it'll be average.
All right, so Brendan, I'm over here, kind of where he'd left off with his stuff. All right,
Okay.
we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving that guy that way, getting him out of trouble, hopefully. All right. So what's going to happen is, oh yeah, I'm going to move this guy. That's what's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to move him over here. And this guy is in line. And we're going to move him here. And let's see. We'll take that guy out of skirmish. And we're going to move him here. All right. Okay. Now, I've got this skirmish unit. Let's take him out of skirmish. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm just going to move this guy in here in line right there like that. All right, Napoleon is going to limber all the guns he's with. He's not going to move yet. Then he's going to move over to the hex where Companz is. He's then going to limber all those guns, and then they're going to move right up here. So we will save ourselves the bother of all of that and just move them there. All right. And let's see, we'll put them there. And these guys are going to march over this
Does
way.
he technically move with the first units until
No,
they
he did
finish,
not.
and then he,
So he was stacked with those units. They automatically limbered, and so
Right.
therefore,
Then
didn't
they
have to-
finished their move, and then he moved over.
and then
to
he
the other
moved over to
ones,
another
limbered them,
hex,
and moved it to
and then he moved with them. Yeah, and then he
I just wanted to
finished
make sure I
back
was
in the way
reading that
they.
right, because it sort of sounded like you were moving Napoleon twice, even though he was well
Nope,
under his movement.
he didn't. He didn't move twice. Yeah, I did this. You know,
Okay.
it's Napoleon's good. What can I say? All right, these guys.
Oh,
are
I know
gonna
he's
bring it
automatic,
1, 2,
everything that
3.
he does, but
They're gonna go into line here, and they're gonna come down there like that.
now that's about time.
And let's see here. These guys. Well, these guys are just going to move here into the woods. 1, 2, 3.
Companz is my favorite guy in the French army, that's for sure.
All right, these guys are going to go here, and they're going to park. Oh, nope, they're not going to go there. They'll be here. That's going to go there. Okay. And then I'm going to have this here, so I have a reserve. All right. Okay. All right, now, I don't know if David is back with us or they're still shooting. But since I don't hear him signing in, I'm presuming he's still shooting. All right, I'm going to try to limber this stupid gun. Oh, finally it limbers. All right. All right, we're going to bring it 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it there. Put that unit there. Oh no, we'll move that guy back. We want him to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Move him over that way. This guy can move 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, those guys are resting. These guys are disordered. And we'll move them back 1. Okay. And then everybody else kind of has to wait on David.
Did you limber and then unlimber?
No, I did not unlimber. I just moved him up his component.
But why do you have so many leaders with? Oh, because you don't want Napoleon to die. Gotcha.
Yeah, so if he gets shot
Right.
or there's a issue,
A leader casualty, you got to
leader
roll at least
casualty, yes, then stands a chance of not being the one and only sole leader wiped out.
Perfect sense, because
Yeah.
it's like it's game over if he goes, right? It's like we just re-rack the pieces and start over.
Yes, and that's actually what happened the first time that this game was play tested at Tempe. Napoleon wasn't killed, but he was captured.
Oh.
And what had happened was one of the players was using Napoleon to try to help rally troops. And so he'd put them over with a cavalry unit that needed to recover or rally. And then another leader unit got put on top of it. And so then he lost track of where Napoleon was. And so then this cavalry unit does a charge or something like that. It runs out in the front of the line. And then Ed was like looking around for Napoleon. And he realizes that he has lost Napoleon. He has left Napoleon. And as a result, it was then the Allies suddenly realized Napoleon is out in this vulnerable spot, and they moved.
Oh, you mean in this version of the rules, leaders don't automatically get displaced to the nearest unit?
So what happened was they moved they moved everything humanly possible to surround this unit, so then he could not escape. And then they attacked the unit, and they got like
the unit that was stacked with
that he was stacked with. Napoleon was stacked with it, yes.
Because if he was just stacked with his X all alone, he'd have been just fine.
Well, no, I mean,
because you can't attack leaders, can you?
You can't attack leaders, but if you move into a hex that has a leader in it, they would then retreat somewhere else. But if they're totally surrounded, they can't retreat. So even if he'd been all by himself, he would have gotten captured.
It was the surround. Okay, I didn't realize that if they were surrounded. I thought they could just swoosh through stuff.
They could, and so actually, when I was playing at Tempe this last time, playing what was it? Playing Mont Saint Jean. We were using the 5th edition rules, and I had moved. We had like a thing where you had the chit pull stuff. So then I'd moved Blucher forward, thinking that I was going to then get the Prussians, the rest of the corps, to move up, and instead the French got the draw instead of me, and so Blucher was kind of out in front of the line, and so they're looking at it like, well, we can get him, and I'm just like, I don't know that you can, because I had a couple units that could intercept him, kind of thing, with counter charges. So they tried to see if they could capture Blucher by like surrounding it with cavalry charges, but I was able to intercept it, and Blucher was able to retreat before combat, and so but it was just like, okay, for future reference, don't get too carried away. But when you get that leader chit, you're like, I got to move him up enough so that way guys will be in command in the future. And so that's one of the things you have to kind of keep in mind.
But you have the regroup chip too, right? In the 5th, or in the...
Yeah, no, but we weren't playing with the kedging stuff. I think that's kind of bogus. I've never liked it.
It's just an integral part of the game, man. It's just...
I don't know.
Don't read too much into it. It's just another way. It's a less effective way to move the troops.
Is that so? Okay.
Yeah, because you don't get the full mobility, but you get to move them towards them. You know what I mean? And into command. Yeah. Yeah, I don't look at kedging as being anything negative at all.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, it's explicitly mentioned in the the Regs 30 rules is you need to do this. If you're not doing this, you're not playing the game right.
Yeah, well, and so in regs it is, and it's something that you
Yeah.
can do in 5th edition as well, because you've got that chit pull where you move the leader, and then you get the regroup, and then you can move with the regroup, um,
As
and
long
then
as the
try to
regroup
catch
check
up.
isn't the first chip pulled, you know what I mean? That's like,
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing. It's kind of a clunky way of getting stuff to move around, but yes, eventually you can get stuff places.
uh-huh.
You know, but I've never been a fan
And
of
you got
it.
the administrative marches. You got some various ways to get things done.
Yeah, I've always found it to be, really rather gamey, kind
Mm.
of a thing. So that's why I've never been a huge fan of it. So,
No, it's just never bothered me even a tiny bit.
well, you must be one of that rare breed who finds it that way.
Yeah,
So,
that rule is like, oh, that's cool. That's just, yeah, that's neat. It's just another way to move troops.
yeah, what I would prefer and what I usually try to do is a administrative march.
Hmm.
So I'm not. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have that in the regs,
Yep.
where you
Yep.
basically say, okay, here's the destination, and then people march off that way. And I find that
Uh-huh.
to be a cleaner way of doing things than the kedging stuff. Um, I've always found the kedging thing to be kind of, in because when in a lot of cases you've got a limited number of command points,
Hmm.
and so if you can then move a division, even though they don't have a command point, I'm just kind of like, that's kind of bogus. So
Yeah, but you're not going to move them into combat or anything. They can't
no,
advance
no, they
against.
they wouldn't. Yeah,
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 it's just kind of, it's just some basic movement,
yeah.
kind of avoiding the senselessness of the unit can't move at all,
Correct.
which to me is the more gamey outcome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to do? I have some assaults. Do you want to do these?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But you can do the assaults with us.
Hey, Dave, what's your last name?
I think he just dashed back down.
What's Dave's last name?
His last name is
Okay.
Plock.
Okay.
No, he's here.
Okay.
Okay. I thought perhaps it was Moppin because he's a regular contributor
Oh, on the
on the
Facebook
La
page,
Bataille. Yep. Hmm.
uh, David is a iconoclast. He is not on Facebook.
Oh, just make a fake account and use a fake name, man, and just do one.
Yeah, pick your
And
favorite.
just join work.
Pick your
and just-
favorite marshal, and create a Facebook account
Could
with
I-
that
And
name.
only,
I
and
don't
only
have-
do, and only do gaming pages. You know what I mean? And don't use it for anything else.
Yeah.
But the gaming community is huge.
I don't have a page either. So could I do one and call myself Donald Trump? Would that work? Okay.
Sure.
That you just have to live with yourself. That's all.
As if there aren't
That sounds like a long
5,000
bad
other
card,
Donald
but go
Trumps
for it.
already out there. I'm sure there's every permutation.
Marshal Trump.
Marshal von Trump. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, the online gaming community on Facebook is pretty robust.
Oh, okay. I have to get on.
That's all I use it for, really. I mean, I have a few friends on there, but I don't really use it for the traditional social stuff.
Okay. You've maybe I'll.
All right. What are you attacking? Where are you attacking?
Oh, for me?
Yeah. Didn't you say you had some assaults?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all tuning in.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So this 7-7 down here, all the way at the bottom, is going to assault the guys in the Garskis here in general order.
And they're in skirmish, so they can retreat before combat, right?
That is correct.
All right.
And then you
So
just
With a party shot,
nope.
you get a part.
So
no
they would
party
have gotten
shots.
defensive fire.
They already got their defensive
Yeah.
fire, yeah. Oops. So do they go at 1, right?
They can move up to half their movement, but they would be marked as so if you move them back 1, Robert could advance and then assault you again. So you'd want to move him back more than 1 hex if you want to avoid him being assaulted again. But once he's moved, then
But you can just do it
the
again,
option
right?
is, okay, exercising this option may retreat up to half its movement rate, but may not move any closer to the enemy. If the unit retreats more than 1 hex, at the end of its retreat, a blank marker is placed on it to signify the unit suspended its movement potential. So,
Can it
what's his
retreat back?
What's his
Can it
movement? Is it 8?
probably? Let's see.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Those
2,
he
4.
retreats.
So that's
Know how to
half his
move.
movement. So he can move there, and then just put a marker on him, knowing that he's moved. He can't move during your movement phase.
I got a question on this rule. Could he just retreat 1, and then if you advance, he can just do it again and
Nope.
retreat 1 and bypass the?
No, that's
Okay.
yeah.
We're just checking as to
Yeah.
what the legit. I mean, if it's allowed, it's allowed. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that we're not.
Can he retreat into his formed unit behind him?
He could, well, because you can't have 2 battalions stacked in a forest. So if he moves there, he couldn't stay there. He'd have to stop. He'd have to go, here, but he can't stop in that hex because of that. And I don't think he can go here because moving down the slope is going to cost him 3 hexes to move there, right? So it costs 2 to move there, and he's only got 2 more movement points, so he could finish up there. But he couldn't stop there because you can only stack 1
All right.
battalion there.
We'll go back there and whatever. We'll put.
So you don't enforce stacking during the move?
So skirmishers can move through battalions, and battalions and stuff can move through skirmishers. So it's only at the end. Well,
Okay.
now, if it were another formed infantry like the musketeers over here, and he was going to try to move these musketeers through this unit there, then yes, you would violate stacking because you
Okay.
couldn't have.
And that'd be a morale check.
Yeah. So it's only because
Even
the
skirmishers.
skirmishers are special that
They're spread out. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
They're not moving. They're not as densely packed.
yes.
Yeah. I'm going to
It's not
stick
like
it
they have
out.
600 horses in a hex.
I'll stick that out of command on him just so.
Yeah,
we know
that's perfect. Yeah, just so you know what's what.
Okay, and I can advance, right?
Yep, you could advance into that hex. And then if you wanted to, you could initiate combat against somebody else or not.
1-1. There's a minus on 1-1. It's -3 morale.
Yes. Yeah. He wouldn't have to make a morale check, you would. And you'd have a -3 then in your roll. So
Oh.
it's up to you whether you'd want to do it or not.
No, I'll leave it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it. Okay. And then the other one is I have Marshal So coming in here,
All right.
being adventurous, and these guys in line. Gonna attack these guys.
Okay, so it looks like you've got 6 plus 8. You've got 14 to 3. So that's going to be 4-1. So on the chart, that's probably going to be a +6 or something. Yeah, +6. He's half dead. So that's another +6. So he's going to have a -12 on his morale check. So David rolls and sees what he gets. 63. They're going to stay and fight. So now what you need to do is you'll have a +6 for because of the odds for both these chaps, plus whatever Soul adds in.
Yeah, it's +11.
Oh, wow. He's almost as good as Napoleon.
Yeah, he's kind of godlike. Okay, so we'll roll for these guys first with a +6.
Yeah, I think they're the only ones that could fail. The other guys are going to have a +17. There's no way they could fail. So then you just do your numbers.
All right, so 3/4 of these guys. Oh my gosh, I can't even read that.
They've got a value of 20. So, and they've lost a quarter.
Quarter. So,
So they've
15.
15. Yep.
So 15. And these
Mine's
guys,
8.
and these guys will be 21. So that's
30.
36.
Yep. 36 to 8. So you're 4 to 1,
4 to
4.5 to 1.
Is there a
With
4.5?
I think there is. We've
Yeah.
been playing bar so much. There's no 4.5 on
Oh,
bar.
there is. Yeah,
There is a
4.5.
4.5 here, and then you'll have a plus whatever for Marshal. So
Plus 6.
Yeah.
Plus 6.
So you got a 4.5 to 1 with a plus 6. So roll
All
really
right,
well.
So I
Now
maybe they dis-
34.
34. That's going to be a DD. So
this-
they are going to lose an increment, and then they have to disorder back 3 hexes. And so they would need to go back 1, 2, 3. They'd have to go back this way. So they go like 1 extra hex displacing back. Because they wouldn't end here, because then they'd be closer to this unit. So just 1, 2, 3, 4 puts him right there. Or there, that's fine too.
Okay.
And it looks like you've got like an extra hit marker on him. So you should have 4 hits, but...
I'm not sure where I got the extra one there.
And,
You can put it on a different unit. We'll take it.
And then, Robert, you can advance and keep this guy
Oh,
in 2 hexes.
I know. I was trying to put a
here?
disorder on them. I
Yeah.
must have put an.
Okay.
All right. So, David, I saved my movement stuff on your side of the universe for your
Okay.
purposes. So, first off here, I'm going to move this chap there. You have an opportunity to... So, this guy here, I'm up here by Blazowitz, is going to move here.
Yep. I see him.
Yep.
You got about. And
So then do you want to opportunity charge or not?
I don't know. Brennan,
So the option is if you do it, then I roll to see if I stand. If I don't, then the unit is going to. So here, let me make it easy.
you got Bernadotte there.
Right,
I don't think you need to do it.
All right.
right. So since I can't, if I were to assault you, you can retreat before combat,
Right.
kind of a thing. All right, I've got the same thing going on over here, where this chap. Well, actually, here I got this. Who am I gonna? Let me do this one first. So this guy's gonna move here. So does this guy want to opportunity charge me?
No.
Okay. All right, and then this guy's gonna move here. Do you want to opportunity charge him?
No.
Okay, and then this guy's gonna move here. Do you want to opportunity charge him?
Nope.
Okay, good. That makes life easy. All right, and let's bring some troops forward here.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All right, that concludes. I did have one more guy. I'll just move him over here.
You cannot have multiple battalions in those city squares.
I don't have multiple battalions in the city square.
Yes, you do.
Where?
Right there.
That's not
no,
a
that's
town.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's
that's clear.
not a town
Yeah.
square. I thought that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Let me.
Okay.
And they're
Sorry.
I just have to tidy them up because they're not. They're supposed to be in line. There we go. All right, and then this guy. Oh, come on. All right, I will try to sort them out. He's off. He's got a turn. There we go. Now everybody's neat and tidy. Except... All right. Do I have it stacked up right? No. Almost. All right. Now I've got everybody stacked up right. Okay. Cool, cool. Okay. I've got some firing to do. I didn't do any firing here, and we didn't have any defensive fire yet either. So we can start, if you want to start here, David, we can just move our way across the line over to where I think the last fire combat we did was over here with Mitch's people.
All
We're
right,
done.
So
Yeah,
so I got to fire at him, right?
you could fire at anybody you like, but your best bet is to fire at the cavalry that's charging you.
Okay. Call him a cavalry there, yeah. And I got 4, and that's a grenadier times
Yep,
3.
so you're going to have
12.
12, so you're going to have 2 to 1
2 to
shot.
1.
That's good enough for a hit. All right, we'll take a loss and let's roll. And we're happy. Okay. Who's
All
next?
right. Okay, that's
Those
this
weren't
one.
grenadiers, those were musketeers.
Those are grenadiers.
Oh, they don't have a symbol.
They
Oh,
don't
they
have a
don't.
symbol, but we talked about this
Yeah,
a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago. Yeah.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is going to fire on there,
Okay, so you're going to have a 2 to 1 shot there.
and
You'll probably get a
And-
plus something. What I've got,
you're
11
well, you're
increments
only
there.
a defense of 6, right?
Exactly. That's why I said you have a
Right,
2 to 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's good enough for a hit. All right. And let's see if I can find the right one. And good. All right. So I will make a morale check for the top unit. 22. What's our leader add in? He adds in 2. So that's going to be a 24. And they are a... What are
Oh,
they? I
wow.
can't read it.
23.
23. So they just barely passed. That's good enough. Hand grenades and horseshoes.
We're approaching 1,000 casualties in this 20 minutes.
The way it usually works. Welcome to La Bataille. All right, you've got some more shooting over here, I think.
Yeah, I got defensive fire here against. I guess. Can I
Okay,
shoot
so
that?
you're going to have a 2 to 1 shot there.
There. That's
So those guys are in line and they can shoot that way?
Yes, because they have
supported.
the refuse. Yes, or the supported line or the refused flank concept.
Oh, you allow it to shoot. I think that's just an area I disagree.
Yeah, we've.
I think it's only, I only look at it as a defensive thing, not as an offensive thing.
Yeah, the rules say it's treated as a front hex side, so you can shoot out of
Yeah,
a
but I
front hex
always, I
side.
always read that as for defense only. I'm not, you know what I mean? As not an attack thing.
So that's good enough for a hit. Let me go ahead and mark. I think that's his first hit. Good. Okay. All right. So now we move over to. Are you handling the fire for David's units, Brendan?
it's
Or because we got a shot here, we got a shot here.
David, you got started. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay.
all right.
And your name is David, so that works out. So you've got a 1 to 1 shot here.
All right.
12 to 9.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's not enough.
All right. And then here you've got a 8 to 9. So it's a 1 to 1.5 either here or here.
Shoot the green 6 that's already taken a hit.
So this one here. Okay. So 1 to 1.5. Nope,
No,
that's a
I'm not
miss.
going to do anything.
All right. You got these guys here. and they're worth 8. So you could fire 8 to 9, or you can fire 8 to 6. So either a 1.5 to 1 or a 1 to 1.
Or I could combine.
Or you
on
can
this
combine them on that.
square.
Yep.
That's
So you'd have 8, you'd have 16 to 9, 1.5 to 1.
and so that's that must gonna be. So I'd either have 2 1 to. Okay, I'd have
Yeah,
a
you'd either have 2
1 to 1 and a
1-to-1s
1
or
and a half,
yeah. So which one are you going to do?
or I could see what can I get a 1.5 to 1 on that.
Yeah, you get a 1.5 to
You-
1 on that.
You got 2 to 1 on that, right?
No, because the musketeers only fire at ×2. So they're
Oh, they're terrible. I got you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy's actually
They're up
he's
against the
he's
guard, I
actually
love it.
he's actually 6
9 and 8,
and
so 17.
and 8.
Yeah.
So he's
Their
actually
guns
it's
are shaking,
14.
so
Actually,
Oh,
yeah.
they're an absolute fear. Those guys are they're gonna
Yeah.
PGD so fast.
All right.
There's a lot of wet pants in the field.
you're right.
All right. Go ahead and roll your dice
14,
then.
1.5 to 1. All right.
34. That's not enough. All right. You've got a shot over here. This is going to be either you can combine this. So it's the same thing. You got 14. If you combine these two, you have 14 to 9, or you've got 1.5. I mean 1 to 1 and a 1 to 1.5.
Brendan, you're the
How does-
mathematician here.
How does he get to 1 to 1? Oh, because he's
So this would be worth
4.
8. Oh no, you're right.
8?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
8
So
to
your best
9.
bet is a 1.5
Combined.
to 1 there. Yeah, where you'd have 14 to 9.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that. Now,
Now-
my dice compared to last or Sunday night. Yeah, last
Oh
night.
yeah, last
are
night you
just
were on
like
you were on fire. The Austrians were raining
I
death
think we have
down on
found
the
the soft
Prussians.
part of the line.
All right, I'll do my shooting basically from here and work my way back across. So I will have. Let's see, he's going to have a 1 to 1 shot there. So I'll do a 2 to 1 shot there. See what I get. 66.
Whoa!
That's going to be 2 hits. And those are musketeers, so they're checking on every hit after their second hit. So they'll make 1 morale check with no minuses, and then they'll make a second morale check with a -6 for being half dead. Well, they're disordered on the
matter.
first strike.
Eric, in most of the rules, in a number of the rules, there's only 1 morale check per event. Is that different in Premier?
It doesn't say anything that's specific about it. So like in 5th edition, it's very clear. You just, so you have your unit takes a loss and your leader died at the same time. And so you just make 1 roll for everything. But in Premier, it's like if you have something that's going to cause 2 morale checks, like you took a hit and your leader died, you'd make 2 morale checks, 1 for the fire loss and then 1 for the leader loss. Because it's not terribly clear what it is. But in
Yeah, I
each
think Regs
stroke.
30, it's leader loss is a separate roll from any loss.
Oh, really?
you know,
Okay.
from-
Yeah.
From casualties. I think it's a separate roll. So that would be the same.
So needless to say, he's disordered, so he's going to have to go back somewhere. He can go over the skirmishers.
And his disordered state doesn't affect the skirmishers.
It does not. So you
Okay.
can move through skirmishers freely, and so having them in a position like that is kind of handy. They kind of provide something that's stopping, and yet they are not, affected by. Now that's in some rules it might be different. I'm not sure with regs. I haven't played regs, so I'm not sure. All right, here
Does he
I've
have some
got.
more to go though? Because that's only 3 hexes.
That's all he has to go back. So in Premier,
Oh.
when you disorder, you move back 3 hexes or
Oh, it's disorder.
3
it's not
movement
PGD.
points.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and routed, it's either going to be 10 or it's going to be your movement, depending on
I
the
know you're
situation.
used to PGD, so that's okay.
All right. So here I've got the
And then there's the
guard.
whole move back of disordered units.
Yeah. So
And you don't even get a shot at it. I love it.
yeah. So I'm gonna take a shot here. I think I'm gonna combine everything here. So I'm gonna have 32 to 6. I'm gonna have 5 to 1. 64 at 5 to 1. That's gonna
Wow.
be 2 hits.
Yeah, that's
Those
That's-
have been some shiny.
the guard for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
Times 4.
all right.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, times 5.
Are they times 5?
Oh no, in line they're times 4.
Yeah.
RA they're times 5.
pass the first one.
Pass the second.
Pass the
Well, second one. Yeah, they should pass the second one too.
Yeah.
All right. Here, this chap is going to fire here on your cavalry. So that's going to be a straight up 2 to 1 shot. 41 at 2 to 1. That is a hit. They are going to break and run. Cossacks. So they're going to have to go over the top of somebody on their way out.
Get out of here.
So did they already have a hit on them or not?
I just added one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see any other.
Yeah.
2, 3, and what's their movements?
Their movement should be 15 or maybe even 16.
16.
Yeah.
Actually. All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right.
Were there any movement? Did you count the uphills and all that, or is that even a fact?
He could have gone through some of these gaps in the hill.
Oh, just
Yeah.
yeah, because there's these
Yeah.
splits. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So now, did he retreat through this unit or this unit?
That one there.
Okay, then
Don't
they
go
need
through the don't go through the Austrians because you automatically disorder them.
So
All right. So you want me to go through the
yep.
cavalry?
So just make a morale check for him. So they're happy. All right. Then I've got Napoleon. They're going to fire on these guns here. So let's see what I've got. I've got 16 and 30 there, plus 28, 30.
Oh, you did unlimber.
Of course I did. What's the point of having
That's what I said.
guns
You
if you
limbered
don't
and
unlimber
unlimbered.
them?
Okay.
They've got a
No, that's
movement
what I
of
was asking earlier.
12, so they can fly across the map. They can limber, fly across the map, unlimber, blast things.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got, I think, 66 to 8. I'm not a math genius here, but I think that's like,
Are you
oh, it's 8
64
to
or
1.
more?
Yeah, so it's 8 to
Yeah,
1 with a plus 12 for Napoleon.
Jesus
25.
Christ.
So at 8 to 1, that's going to
Like
be 2
45.
hits. Yeah, so it
Wow.
turns out to be just 1 hit on the artillery.
What did you add it up to?
So I've got 66.
Oh, both. You're doing both
Yeah,
batteries.
both
Okay.
batteries are firing there.
Right. Okay.
So it's so the top unit will take 1 loss, and then you have to make a morale check.
Why was it just 1 loss?
Because in this rule set,
Every 2
13.
hits.
So they're disordered. So the hex is
Oh, the
disordered.
artillery only takes every other hit.
Yeah.
So just
So you
put a
got to get 2 hits to
yeah.
get a hit on them.
So they don't go anywhere. They just sit there disordered, and then you hope that you can get
You
them
rally
to
them in
recover.
place.
Yeah, you rally them in place. So that's different than some of the other rule sets where they're toast. All
Mm.
right, I've got these 2 guys firing here. So this is going to be their guard. So that's going to be 16. So it's going to be another 32 to 6. So that's going to be another 5 to 1 shot. 56 at 5-1. That's going to be another 2 hits on this guy.
Oh, aren't they in line?
Yes, but they're a big fat
They're a big
stack.
target.
And so if they have
Oh,
7
they're
or
in
more
one hex.
increments, then they've got the same fire defense as
A line
a
or
line.
a column.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Alright. So first one, good. All right.
Yeah, you just roll once because you only so they
Oh, for the second one.
they
All right.
they start rolling on their second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So then here, this guy's going to fire there, and that's going to be a 2-1 shot. So same thing. 51. That's good enough for a hit on him.
2-1.
Yeah, because he's got a defense of 6. Now, once he takes a hit, now he's has a defense of 9. But since he's got 7 increments at the start of our shooting fest, he has a defense of 6 instead of 9 here. No morale check.
We had encouraged our team to put the larger units in 2 hexes, but that wasn't always possible.
Yeah. All right. These guys are going to fire in there. Well, actually, I'm going to do this fire here first. So I got 12 plus probably another 6 or 7. Yeah. So I got a 3-1 shot there with a plus what? A plus 9, I think. Yeah. So 3-1 with a plus 9. 46. That's going to become 56. That's going to become 60.
63.
That's 2 hits
Where'd the +9 coming from?
because he's got 18 increments.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of horsies there.
Yep. They're big, fat, huge target.
And what
Can
did
you
he take?
imagine 900 horses in one of these squares?
What did,
Can't miss
I mean,
that.
you start thinking
so
about
it's-
just putting
it's-
them on football fields. And how
Yeah.
many
So
horses
David,
can you
it's
get
2
on
losses.
football field.
okay. That's what I-
It's like, how do you miss?
Lost.
I mean, this is a situation where you're probably doubling a fair bit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. First morale. That's pretty good. Second
Okay.
morale.
No, they just. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's well.
Just
Why
one.
did I? Yeah,
Ooh.
I was going to delete one of here.
Yeah. I got
Got
rid
it.
of one of them. Yeah. So
Okay.
just go ahead and turn the other one correctly. Okay. All right. Cool. So now this chap will fire here. And so I've got 12 to 9. Oh, actually 12 to 6 because you're a big fat target. So 2
And
to
is,
1.
is there any implied fire at all? Or is
So
that not even
technically his flank is covered by this cavalry unit. That's why I shot at the cavalry unit first, hoping that maybe
Oh,
it
okay.
would run away. And if it did, then his fire defense would only be 5. But it doesn't
But
make it.
guys, that's weird. The guys in column can provide the flank for a guy in line. That's interesting.
Yeah, and so like in Marie Louise and in the regs,
Yeah, and regs, you'd have to be in line.
you'd have to be in line,
That's
and
support
you'd have
line.
to be infantry to do this. You
Yeah,
couldn't be.
And absolutely,
You
you
couldn't
can
be.
you can turn the corner with cavalry.
Yeah. So it's. I mean,
It kind of makes sense. Okay, you think of that as a big wide
Yeah, but
space.
you're-
They're not going to be faced completely to the infantry. They're going to have part of their unit like, okay, I'm looking at this cavalry over
Yeah,
here too. You know?
all right. So I
yeah,
got
but it's not like these things are mixing well.
all right. So I got a 2-1 shot here. 55. That's enough for a hit. All right. Then over here, I've got a 2-1 shot there with a plus what? With a plus 6 for the stack. Here we go. That's enough for a hit on your ponies there.
Wow, you're even rolling better than me, right?
Well, when they're big units like this, it's hard to miss.
And
All right, he's happy. All right, these 2 guys are going to fire there. So that's going to be a 2-1 shot. Here we go. 21. That is a miss. All right, that takes care of my exciting fire. So now it comes down to assaults. So I'm going to, I'm going to do an assault here. So I've got 10 and you've got 6. So it's a 1-to-1. So you'll have a +3 for the odds. You'll have a +3 for being in line. But I think you're part of the group that's on a level. PE.
Yep.
Yeah, PE's on a level. So you have a -4. So you just have a +2 altogether.
All right.
You had
And
that
you
at 10 to
pass.
what?
No, I've got a 10 to, and he's got 6 increments there.
So it's like the 1.5 to 1, right?
Yeah, but they don't
But that's
have on the morale factor. All right.
there's
so,
no, okay, that's,
yeah.
yeah, gotcha.
So let me roll 23. So I'm sure,
And he
let's
was
take a look and
20.
see. He adds 4. So I think we already figured out that he was,
31.
yeah, so we're fine. Okay, so now we just do our numbers here, shall we? And let's flip. All right, so I got 15, 15, so I got
Mine's probably 15.
right. So I'm going to have, if you're 15, right? Yeah, you're 18 divided by 7.
So 7
Yeah.
into 15 is like they're like one and a
That's
half each.
2, yeah, 2 and something, right? Because he's got an extra 4. So he's going to be down to 15, right? And I'm
That's
not
what I think.
quite enough to get 2 to 1
2 to 1.
because I took
Right.
losses. So I'm at the
Yeah.
1.5 to 1. But I have the lovely and talented Marshal Bernadotte there. Well, maybe not talented, but lovely, definitely lovely. So he's going to add 1. So I have 1.5 to 1 with a +2. Here we go. 23. That's
All
going
right,
to become
here's a
10.
quick question on the morale checks going in. Did that unit take a hit of defensive fire and did that affect the morale check?
You know, you are correct. I think the top unit did take a hit. So then he would not have passed.
Did he disorder?
Yeah, he would disorder. 1, 2, 3. The bottom unit would pass.
Does he get a modifier because the top unit didn't pass?
No,
That's just a regs thing?
that's a
Okay.
regs thing. Yeah.
All right, got it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Okay, so now I'm on. Instead, it's a 1 to 2. And
1 to 1.5, right?
no, they don't have a 1 to 1.5.
Oh, okay.
So it's just going to be,
And you
even
roll
with
a
the plus,
20.
it's going to be a disorder, right?
Attacker disorder. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3.
Send him to Sweden right now.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. What can you do? Okay.
You gonna assault that cavalry?
I'm tempted to do that, but not
Seems almost like a
not this
no-brainer.
one. But we have to update their. They both took a hit, so we got to update their readiness.
Is he anything fancy, that 615? Or is he just a regular?
He's light cavalry, so he's not anything
Okay.
terribly
He's not like a
exciting.
guard or anything.
He is not.
He just had a little unusual coloring on his top. And I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the red and the blue.
All right. Hmm. Yeah, these guys will assault these guys. So you have an option to retreat before combat.
Would that make him exhausted?
No. If he
No.
fights, he
Okay.
would be exhausted. If he retreats before combat, he would just be marked as having moved.
Oh, okay. So brilliant. So we take him away. Got it.
So, David, what did you want to
Boy,
do? What did you
I
want to
don't
do?
know. Boy, I'm not experienced with this position.
So
Why don't you
the
stay and fight? Stay and fight on that one, I think.
Okay.
okay, so we just
Will you be
there's no
halved?
morale checks. We just do our numbers. So you're going to be halved since you're tired.
All right. So I do a morale check. There,
Nope,
right?
no, there's no morale check. There's no morale check, Dave, because
Because it's cavalry?
it's cavalry versus infantry.
All right. So what's next?
So then we just we calculate our numbers. So flip your guys over and see what he's worth. So subtract the losses and then divide it by half.
15. So it's going to be, yeah.
You get 7/8 of whatever that number is on the back.
Yeah. 7 divided by 8 equals times 50 equals 43.75, 44, have 22.
All right, and I've got 25. So it's a 1-to-1.
Sweetness.
1.
And I've got a +4 for Van Damme. Here we go. 36 plus 4. 1,
44?
2, 3, 4. So I lose 2 and you lose 1. So one of those kind of combats. And then you're just going to be marked as exhausted.
Do you need to make a morale check for the 2 losses, or is that not
Nope.
required?
Yeah, there. If it had a little star there saying, saying something like you've got to, so if there were an asterisk on the result, then I'd have to make a morale check.
Okay.
Yeah.
You already paid, well, you conceptually already paid your due by rolling to get in, but because it's cavalry, you didn't have to make the roll.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, then we've got this combat here. So this guy.
You bring in everybody?
I can't mix infantry and cavalry together.
So
I can I could fire at him, but the cavalry's got to do the charge himself. So, but I did go 3 straight, so I will be doubled. But I lost a little fragment on the way in, so I've got 6, so I will be worth 12.
And 2/3 of 15.
So you're down to 10.
10.
Yep. So, so 12 to 10 is a 1-to-1, and your leader is going to subtract 3 from the roll. So a 1-to-1 with a -3. 22 minus 3. That's a 16.
15.
Oh, is it 15? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 15. So I'm going to lose an increment and run away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops.
Are there any bonuses for heavy cavalry against infantry?
The bonus is that I went double. And the bonus I
you
have
doubled
is
it?
sort of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Did you double it?
I did double it. So I
Okay.
took a loss. So I was only worth
2.
I was only worth 6 points,
6.
and then when I doubled it, he was only worth
Okay. Right.
the other
Okay.
one. So, all right. Now down here we've got this combat, and I'm doubled because I'm heavy against light.
And you're double for 3.
No,
You
but
didn't have
he
3.
he reaction charged.
Oh, okay.
So because he reaction charged me, then he negates my doubling for going straight. So,
Okay.
so I'm going to
And you
have
wouldn't have got-
26, and you've got what, 24? So it's another 1-to-1.
1 to 1.
Here we go. No modifiers.
No modifier.
35 at
35,
1-to-1 is a
1-to-1,
bounce,
I think you're looking for something bigger than that.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we both have to move back. And you'd be marked as exhausted. And I'd be marked as exhausted. And that is the excitement of that. So you go ahead and move for...
Now I have to go through the artillery, right?
Yep. Because you can't move into a zone of influence. So you'd have to
Right.
move back this way.
And how many I move back?
Well, you would normally just move back 1 hex, but you can't stay stacked with either of these units.
Right.
So you'd end up back here, which is sort of the cleanest spot you'd be back, but then you would have done whatever it is that you were going to do.
Well, I could
Do you
end up here.
displace in this order? Or,
Yeah,
or how does this
no,
work?
he's
Oh, he is disordered.
right. So you can't go
I
there. You've got to
I
go.
didn't. I went here, and then I had to displace, and I had to displace either there or there. So I
So no,
displaced
but you could
there.
displace right there, right? Because that's not an enemy zone of influence. So if you went there, then you could just go right there. And that's where you would end. Yeah.
And I'm exhausted.
Correct. And then I will displace here,
Tired.
and I'll be marked. So you need a little blue
Blue one.
exhausted. I'll get you one here in a minute.
Okay, yeah. When I do it, it shows me that one. So.
Yeah. I will clone it.
And I took it 1 loss.
Nope, there's no losses.
No losses. Okay.
Yeah, so like in 5th edition, and I think even in 3rd edition, you would take a loss.
Yeah, when you bounce, you
And
take a
then
loss.
everyone makes a morale check and all that stuff. I don't know. What's it say
In
here?
Rex 30, the attacker would take a loss on a
Blank.
bounce,
So let's take a look at what it says.
but the defender
Defending
would not
cavalry,
because the
11.
attacker bounces first.
So we both retreat 1, but I have to make a morale check with a -3. So let me go ahead and make my morale check. 56, I'm okay. Okay, so we flip those. All right.
And I think in Rex you'd move further back on a bounce.
Yeah. All right. So now just make a morale check here. You'll have a -6 for stacking, but a +2 for your leverage. So just a -4. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
All right. And that, I think, takes care of all of the excitement that we had in this part of the world.
All right.
Well, thanks guys for bringing some heat. I appreciate you taking a little of the pressure off me.
Oh, wait. I've got more
Oh, yeah.
assaults. I totally forgot. I've got assaults over here. I forgot to do them.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, I knew there was something else I
I
had
was
wanted to
gonna
do.
mention that.
Okay, so this guy, I'm going to attack him with these 2 chaps here. And you need to make a morale check. So let's see, what are the odds? I've got 4. I've got 10 to your 6. So it's 1-to-1 odds. So you'll have a +3 for that. You'll have a +3 for being in line. So you have a +6. But you took 2 hits from units that have got a... So you'll have a -12 because of the elite fire factor. So you'll just have a -6 on your morale check.
Yeah, just a -6.
Just
So that's going to be a
6.
22.
Yeah, and that's not.
Yeah, that's not good
Yeah.
enough. So now he's got to disorder back 3.
Order. So, I guess goes over the guns. Oh, they're already disordered. I don't.
Don't go through the cavalry. Yeah, go through the cavalry.
The 15-15.
No, go through the tired dragoon.
But that
Okay.
puts them in he'd be in a stacking violation.
Yeah, so they both have to make a morale check, right?
Okay.
So the infantry unit is going to make a morale check. He'll have a -6 for being stacked with cavalry, -3 for being disordered, so he'll have a -9. And so see if he passes. No, he's going to rout, so move him back another. He moved 3, move him another 4. So he's moved 7 total.
Mitch, one of the really important lessons of Napoleonic warfare is that it works really well if you deploy your units in a checkerboard with gaps between
All right,
units.
and now
it
David,
works
make a morale
really
check for
badly when
him.
it's straight.
So he passes.
Yeah, I've seen your
Yeah.
videos. Some of them. Yeah, I get it.
This is a really good example of why.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the retreat paths are critical.
All right, this guy's going to advance there. All right, he's going to assault there. We're hitting you in the flank, and we've got 5 to your...
He's in a
Hey,
line.
Eric, did that unit fire at the Cossack?
He did fire at the Cossack.
Does that limit the assault to the Cossack?
If the Cossack were there, I suppose. I don't know.
I thought you could only assault through your front hexes.
That is a front hex.
Because
It's
they
a front hex,
refuse
but
to
Keeps
fight.
them in line.
Typically, we have played that if you fire at a unit, you can only assault that
Assault
unit.
that
even if
unit,
you know.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not assaulting him. Let's see.
But you could assault him with the cavalry.
I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so we will instead assault here. So what are our odds? I've got 8 and you've got 5. So it's 1-to-1. So you got a +3 for the odds, a +3 for the being in line. But you took 2, no, how many hits did you take?
2 hits.
2 hits. So you got a -24 for getting hit. Where's
12
the thing?
per hit?
There's a 6 per hit.
I thought it was
No.
6, yeah.
It's really nasty. Let's see, elite units. So if I have a morale of 11 or 12, it's a -12 for each hit. So you have a -18 altogether.
Where
Good God.
It's under the
Where
elite
is-
unit thing.
elite unit then?
Yeah, so it's part of the specific rules. So
So he can't make his morale check.
with a -18, it's going to be challenging.
He's a 31. He's a automatic fail.
Yeah, then he's going to fail.
It's not quite automatic. It'd be 61 would be, I got to get better than 61,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so roll.
Oh, God.
Wait. 18 is minus. It's
For
it's-
each
you
for
take
each 3, For each 6, it's 3 shift.
You take-
It's a shift. So
Yeah,
if he's a 31, right? If you rolled a 62, it would become then a 32, and he would pass.
I got you.
But
Okay.
he rolled a 54.
I
so
thought it
he
was taking them
failed.
up to 71, and I was like, I don't think you can
Yeah.
get to 71.
Yeah. So he's going
Okay,
to
got it.
disorder and move back.
What page is that? I'm just curious.
It's on page
it's-
11 of the special rules.
Yeah. It's right there. The same rule. Then on the bottom of the page, it talks about the Russian dragoons. Then it talks
This
about
applies to any elite units
Yeah.
on both sides.
So
Wow.
Those are
it's-
lifeguards for sure.
Yeah.
For a minus.
So it says all attacking units in this case suffer a minus, right? But it says the elite units attack. The opposite is true. If the attacker inflicts losses, the pre-melee morale check for the defender and all defending units are impacted utilizing the relationship identified above. So because you took those 2 hits, it's a minus 24. So they would then disorder.
Yeah. I lost time of my place where they were here. Wait.
You're right here. These guys here.
All right. So he's 1, 2, 3, and disordered.
What did you move through? Are those guns or what are those?
No, he moved through the skirmishers.
Those are skirmishers, even though they don't have a range of 2.
They're cavalry skirmishers. So the cavalry skirmishers
Oh,
have the little skirmish
sorry.
thing in
Gotcha.
the parentheses.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Totally understand.
All right. I think that concludes then my assaults. So some success
not
in some
assaulting with
places.
Napoleon?
No, I'm not assaulting with Napoleon. As much as I
Because
would
he would
like
kick
to.
ass in that assault, wouldn't he?
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would be brilliant.
He would
Oh, but
lead
he's
the
not-
horse
it's not-
gunners
never
into a
mind.
brilliant attack.
I guess I was asking about these units. That's the one I was at. It's not actually Napoleon.
Oh, no, it's Drouet. No, I'm not. I don't intend to. Well, if the same rule applies, these guys fired together on the hex that was here. So
Oh,
therefore,
okay.
they can't then attack that one.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay. So now we need to do rolls for recovery. And I've got
Okay.
a fair number of those. And I don't think you've rolled for your recovery, Mitch.
Not at all yet.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
So let's head over
Let's
to
see.
your side of the map where we got stuff that is back here in this part of the world that's all routed.
Yeah, let's do this the furthest back one first. We'll go way back
Okay.
here. So we'll just start rolling and see what happens. That is
No.
probably not going to succeed.
No, but
We'll do the one in front of it.
Yeah.
This next one will probably succeed, I'm guessing.
Well, 54, yeah. So he's good enough.
Yeah.
So we just
So we'll
mark
do the one
him
over
then
by both
as
heads?
he's just going to be marked as exhausted.
Okay.
So when they come back from being routed, that's what they do. This guy here is going to try to go to a town or somewhere to recover, right? So
Oh, this guy passed. Oh, this guy over here.
Oh, okay. So then go ahead and take him out, and he's just infantry. So you
He's
just
got,
put
he's
him
got
in-
4 losses though, so he's not going to go back to the front.
No, not anytime soon. Yeah, so just put him in the little stack with all the other people over here that are all recovering. All right, this
Mhm.
stack here that you're going to have a plus. You'll have a minus.
That'll work.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's always better just roll for it and see what you get.
Just roll, and if you get something big, you're good to go.
Yeah. Well, and you got Rap. This is Jim's favorite unit.
All right. See, we all got favorites. I got Compans, who I like, and you like Rap. I get it.
Okay, I'll switch. I'll send you.
Some people like Nay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Compans. He's like he's the go-to guy for Napoleon.
There you go. Well,
He gets
Rap
all the dirty
Rap
work.
was the one who normally got all of the terrible jobs. Okay.
Oh, I think Compans got the shitty jobs. He led
Yeah.
some charges at Borodino against Rita House and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So,
that would have been messy business. Okay, I've got this chap here who's stacked with Marshal Marat. Let's see what we get. 21. What's that give us?
unlikely.
Well, he's got a plus 12 for Marat. So yeah, he
Oh,
passes.
wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Plus 12.
Yeah, Marat is
Plus 10.
oh plus 10, right. So it ends up being a plus 4, right? A net of plus 4, so they
Yeah,
pass.
he's good.
Yeah. All right. And let's mark them then as exhausted. All right, to come back another day. All right, and then I got this guy who just recently charged. 54, he's going to be happy, even though there's not much left of him. Doesn't matter. He did his job for the Emperor.
They're light heavy cavalry now.
Yes, they're very light in the saddle.
Which unit was that?
That was this one over here.
Thank you.
The bloodied one.
Yeah, 54 becomes a 44. That's more than enough. All right, then I got a
But
bunch
he's wait a second. Wait a second. But he's got more than 50% losses.
that only
and he's
affects
taken
infantry.
2 losses.
That only
Oh,
affects
okay.
infantry, yeah.
Got it. Okay. And I was gonna say he took 2 losses this turn too. Which
Yeah,
is
no,
usually
that
a
doesn't.
penalty.
Yeah, no, that's. I don't know that that's any rule other than maybe regs where that would factor in. All right, we got this chap here who's disordered. Let's roll for him. 23. He's going to rout. All right, we will flip him, and he's going to go back. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And so even if he's retreated once this turn, he'll retreat the full amount now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to keep track of otherwise. Although, like
Fair
in
enough.
5th edition, you wouldn't, but in this one, they don't have any rule. All right, this chap here,
Okay.
36, he's going to pass. And let's go ahead and put him facing that way. All right, and then this chap here, 51. You'd better recover Marshal Bernadotte, otherwise you get sent to Sweden early.
And you roll for
Alright.
these guys over here.
Eric, did that unit take a hit in melee? Just checking.
Which one?
Either like
One of them took a hit in fire.
Right, the one that ended up routing over here, I think did, right? What did I have? I had
one disordered away, and then the other one fought in the melee. Did it?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
yeah, and did it when it moved out of a zone of control? Did it take a hit?
Oh, so that would have been this one here. Okay. Yeah, because this one I think was one that was somewhere else and I moved here. And this is the one that routed. No, these both were the ones that were involved. This was a guy that had moved from somewhere else who had disordered in a previous combat. I think he disordered at some other time and I moved him back here to recuperate. Okay. All right. All right, so I've got them positioned. All right, then I've got this chap here. All right, let's roll for him. 12, that's not very good. He's good, but he's not that good. Nope, he's a 16.
Wow.
All
What is he?
He is, he's like some Italian unit.
Yeah, he's got some interesting coloring
1,
on him,
2,
that's for sure.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. All right. I got this poor sod here. He's got a -9, 35. I don't know what that's going to work out to. Let's see what he is. He's a 26. That's not going to work. All right.
Missed it by 2.
Yep. Well, that's how it works, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and there goes PGD. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, you silly thing. All right, so where is he at? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're going to move him towards the marching band. Hopefully some magic from the marching band will help. Okay. Robert, did you have anybody who was unhappy?
No.
Okay.
Now, I had a question. We have a blue tired on one of our cavalry. Does that come off
That's going to
now?
come off, yeah, because I don't think those guys got hit this turn.
Yeah.
So they're going to be fresh. And everybody else who's in my backfield is recently, this guy had been exhausted. This guy here, he's one of the guys that recovered, right? Yes, but this guy here had recovered in the previous turn and hadn't moved. So he's going to have his exhausted marker taken off.
And what about this one over here?
He just recovered.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably should have taken the cavalry markers or updated the cavalry markers first before we roll for stuff. And then you can keep track of who's done what, when, where, and why.
I'm sort of that Suchet, but it could be also read second. I like that.
That would work too. Okay, I think that takes care of our little adventure for today's activities.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Austrian and Russian to go in the next Monday.
that's correct.
I should
right.
be available.
Yep, so I think, yeah, we can go ahead and yeah, go ahead and save the file, guys. Austerlitz, French, 1 p.m. turn. Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay, I'll go.
All right, John.